Hello once again, and welcome to the oncoming brainstorm.
I'm Lewis.
And I'm Sam.
And today we are talking about the War Master box set from Big Finish Productions.
So obviously one of the interesting things about this box set is that it ended up being called Only the Good, which is kind of an interesting sort of parallel to John Hurt's box set, which is Only the Monstrous.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So it's like the inverse of it.
Exactly. Jacoby's Master isn't like the War Doctor as such. He just happens to be the Master during the Time War, whereas the War Doctor was, his whole other thing.
Yeah, he's almost like a spin-off of that character, like a darker side of the Doctor, and a Doctor that actually refuses to take the title, whereas, the War Master, interestingly, a lot of the time he's actually, in this box set, he's almost pretending to be someone else, or he's manipulating people, but that does play well into the Master's character, and I think in this box set, they do his character so much justice with the manipulation and the twisted side of the Master. But that's the thing, Jacoby, at the same time, he's so charming. And he's got a very alluring voice that you want to listen to. It's like a kind old granddad that would stab you in the back when you should turn around.
That's kind of an interesting thing about this box set is that you've got a villain as the protagonist, which in theory shouldn't work, and yet actually it was one of the best things that they've done.
Exactly. I think why it works in Only the Good a lot more than maybe say the second box set.
Sure.
I think you have side characters in each story that bounce off the Master quite well.
Yeah.
So you've got that contrast. You've got human characters that you can root for, and you don't want to see them die. But then also the War Master is very entertaining as a protagonist, and the fact that you don't know what he's going to do next is really fun to listen to. And he's so comically dark to the point where it's funny.
Yeah.
Like he's doing very twisted things, but in a very entertaining way. And sometimes in movies, the villains, like the Joker versus Batman.
Oh yeah.
They can be way more interesting than the heroes sometimes because they're just so much fun to listen to. So going forward into this video series, me and Sam want to have quite a relaxed and chilled out discussion, and this will involve spoilers because we want to just get to the meat of the story. But I will link this in the description. The first part of the Only the Good box set for the War Master, just called Beneath the Viscoid, is available on the Big Finish website for free, so go check it out.
I will say that the actual box set itself is quite expensive, so that's probably a good place to start if you want to have a little taste before you dine on the whole meal.
So we begin the box set with, like I said before, Beneath the Viscoid. I really like this story as an introduction back to Derek Jacobi's War Master. Obviously there are some stories later on in the box set that I enjoy more than this one. Its main goal is to throw you back into the world of the War Master, this dark but very entertaining version of the character, and I think it does that very well.
Yeah, it's a simpler setup than the other three stories that we've got, and even Callus. It is just, you've got the Master trapped on this planet, and he's got to get off it. And there's not much else going on, and I think that's fine. So you have this quite unusual planet where the inhabitants live underwater. And I think they can breathe underwater. I can't remember if it's stated or not. And the Master kind of hates being here. He gives us this brilliant monologue. It's like, of all the bolt holes, of all the places, why here? The Viscoid.
He sounds very gravelly and disgusted by this location that he seems to be trapped in.
Yeah. So you get this very clear insight into his thoughts. And then from then on out, he's all nice. He's all like, oh, I'm here to help you. Yes. Why don't you show me around? Oh, you're so fascinating and lovely. And he pretends to be really interested in all these people. Yeah. And actually, he loathes all of them, and he can't wait to get out of it.
The funny thing is, like we said, this story could almost be like a story of the Doctor. The Master actually pretends to be the Doctor in the story.
Exactly.
He imitates him to basically stay alive, because if they knew he was the Master, they'd probably try and kill him instantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, he has a very jolly demeanour that is so, as an audience member, so obviously fake to the point where it's funny.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when we've watched a lot of Base Under Siege stories with the Doctor, and this is a clear send-up of it, because he's so he's so enthusiastic to the point of parody. And
parodying his arch nemesis. I quite like that.
It's great fun, yeah.
One thing I would say is that the Daleks are done quite well in this story. They're not right in your face in the action, but just having their presence loom over in this story beneath the Viscoid. You can really feel that the Daleks are dangerous. You know, they're coming after these people, and the Master's generally a bit scared of them. So you feel the effects of the Time War there as well.
Yeah, and they pretty much just show up after a certain point, and they just start killing all the characters that we've been introduced to, and pretty much everybody dies.
Except for the Master. Spoilers.
There are some issues I have with this story. There's the particular part where he's gained their trust, and he's like, oh, I just need a power nap. And he goes off, and he does the whole hypnotism with the security dude called Glortz.
So I am the Master, and you will obey.
Which is pretty badass, right? But then he goes off with Glortz, and they got this big elevator so they can communicate with the Daleks. And I don't know why the Master does this, because it just made everything so much harder for him. Because often that happens, Glortz basically drops a bunch of hints and actually reveals that the Master's betrayed them, and the Daleks then lock onto the communication signal and find the underwater base. So, really, this story should have been a lot easier for the Master to get out, and it's one of those plot holes that just doesn't, add up. And the other thing I find a bit bizarre is the whole fact that his TARDIS is leaking temporal energy, and they don't really go into depth about what that means. It's just like radiating something or other.
And making things like de-age or age, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's able to fire this temporal energy off and kill all the Daleks. And it's like, wait, how and what? And, I would have been fine with the story if it was just him getting out of there with his life. I think that might have been better and more kind of easy to believe, if that makes sense.
It does get a little bit techno-babbly towards the end, obviously, when he does fire off that energy of the Daleks. It does get a bit, there's a lot of info dumping here.
Yeah. But I there's lots of stuff I really love. Like him and that scientist woman, and how he's able to sort of find her buttons, when she talks about a son who died, and how that was key motivation for her to continue the fight. And he's all like, oh, your son died, oh, how sad.
So obviously does not care.
Yeah. And then later when she's got a gun pointed at him, and he's able to use that to convince her to lower the gun.
That is fascinating.
And there's that brilliant scene at the end where he makes it out as if he's going to take her back home.
Like a companion or someone he's taken care of. And then she just asks, oh, can you just flip that switch over there for me? And then de-ages her to death. Oh my god.
And my word, the screams on the audio are something to be believed.
It's it really rings in your ears when she's like, ah! And then does she just disappear into nothing?
Just turn to ash, yeah.
Yeah, and then the War Master's just really chilled about it. Okay, just moves on very quickly.
It's oh, bye-bye. And then, oh look, the Time Lords, they're messaging me. I better go. So yeah, Viscoid, it's a great story with some issues, but the rest of the box set I think is better.
Yeah, I think it does its job as an introductory story, but you do get better stuff later on. So thank you guys for listening. Catch us next time for a review of The Good Master. Take care and goodbye.
Bye-bye.